we're one of those mid-tier teams, right? We're one of those mid-tier teams that's known for their spirit, known for their vibe, and I think that's great. But I think we can do it. Man, like, I think we've got the talent, we've got the people to make a good bot this year. I think we can do it. There's big talk. You know, and again, I don't design the robot. And thank God I don't. Okay? Get out of there!
Alrighty, we're back at it again. Sorry for the missing upload there on Saturday, but do I have a video for you? Okay, essentially what we're going to be running through today is the shop. So just like any team member here at 1997, everything has vital components, okay, things that make up a team as a whole. And where can you have a team without a shop? Okay, because this shop here that we exist in is the only reason we can do the stuff we do. So, how about I take you through it? Show you what's really going on behind the scenes as I move and weave my way around and record people with their stupid faces. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. And transition. Now, I'm taking you down the main entrance hallway here of robotics, and our first stop will be the workshop, where we not only hold our CNC machine, but all our tools to cut the wood that is used for the field and all sorts of other things. Nice thing who runs this is Mr. Fessler, who essentially comes help out and helps out with everything. As you can see, we have all sorts of tools that allow us to make anything we want to out of wood to essentially help set up. Now, the real piece de resistance that we have been able to set up this year that we're making full advantage of is the CNC machine. Because essentially we have bought a bunch of some sort of metal, I forgot. But we're working with that. Also on top of that, we have our very lovely laser cutter, which we use for all sorts of implements across the robot. Marketing, awards we give to other teams, all sorts of things. Very important room that we just went through. So next, I'm going to be marching down the hallway again. Wow, look at me go. I'm such a good walker. Like a chicken. Now, you will see our two banners from our previous win, which was, again, 2007, as I made light of. But now I'm going to be entering into the main workspace where everything gets done. So please have your safety glasses. As you can see there, that is a t-shirt cannon that we fire at football games that essentially gets us a lot of money to work with. And then we also have all of our drawers and tools, and also the setup for our shooter that we are designing at the moment. This is a really nice work table. Fun story about that bench, or at least the bench that's next to it. Used to be an old door. That one right there. That one used to be an old door that we took apart and now work on top of. It's really cool. We have a couple other tools around here that we don't fully use sometimes, but we also use there. As you can see, this is where we're working in our design area, where we work with Mr. Anderson, Mr. Scran, a couple other people, who essentially design out what the robot's going to look like. And I'm going to take you a better, closer look here in 3, 2, 1. I lied to you. This is essentially our pit deck. I don't know what you'd call that. And it holds some other stuff, but some stuff's been placed upon that. Here is essentially also our organization for screws, which should be organized because me and Nicholas Haggerty worked really hard to organize that, and then it just wasn't organized anymore. But as we keep touring about here, we are going to go through our design bench. So essentially this holds all our computers where we work to essentially work on Onshape to design what the bot is going to look like and the applications it uses. And there essentially is our scrap heap of all sorts of different kind of metals that we're going to use to build a bot. That's kind of around where Mr. Anderson's workspace is. Also, the snack bucket. I like to take advantage of it anytime I get to. Now, I'm going to transition to another spot that we do a lot of work in. So, This is what we call the MP, the multi-purpose room, which again has a stage, as I made light of in the first episode, where essentially is our building space for all of the different field elements. So, for example, we right now are working. Gus is working upon the trench and the bump, and also the outpost, and all the other things that have to go on that very specific kind of carpet. Because essentially, First Robotics is very specific about its type of carpet, and we don't have much to work with. But as we enter past our programming room here, which is the main space where we work to code the robot, and go up into our main meeting space, or where I work, logistics. Logistics is a nice, very small room, and thankfully, a bunch of our mentors come together and made that very, very nice carpet floor, as you see there. Essentially, this is where I work all day and night. As you can see, we have a nice table that was signed by all the members back in 2023. And there is my two lovely coworkers there, Sophia and Mason, who essentially work on a lot of the other social media, including the TikTok and the Instagram. And that's all we about have to work with. Alrighty, yeah, see, I told you, the shop is very, very important. But you know what else keeps the lifeblood running here at Stag Robotics? It is the constant flow of new people coming in. And I've specifically got the really honor talking to two very different situations when it comes to coming to our first year. And so I won't hog your ear, but I'll let them take it away. Alrighty then. Before we start here, can I ask, what is your name?
My name is Caitlin.
Alright, and what's your position here at FRC Stag Robotics?
I'm on the fabrication team. I did a little bit of design work. I also am on drive team, and I'm smokeless person for the pit.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're everywhere, and I think there's a very interesting fact about you with all of doing that. And what would you think that is?
This is my first year doing robotics.
Yeah, and so with that kind of being thrown the deep end, I think as Mr. Anderson put it, how have you been handling it?
I think pretty well.
Yeah.
Given
yeah.
how kind of sudden it was. I joined in May, end of May, early July, early June for off season. I've just been kind of catching up since.
Yeah, and so how did you make your way into Drive Team?
Well, I hadn't been to any of the drive practices, and I went to my first one, drove the robot for 30 seconds, and then immediately saw Mr. Anderson and Declan in the corner going, and I've been on it ever since.
What do you say your biggest challenge is, kind of being like almost induced in all of the stuff that goes on here at 1997? Because you've had everything injected in your veins practically.
Probably like some of the lingo took a while for me to grasp. Things that happened in past years, and I just kind of look a little confused and try and figure out what that meant after the fact.
Describe, because like you definitely were able to see more of an outsider's perspective on FRC, especially again with it being a first year. Yeah. How would you think you would easily describe it as someone who really hasn't had an experience with it?
I guess I'd say that we work together to solve problems assigned to us collaboratively by we work together to solve problems given to us. We build cool robots and have a lot of fun.
I think that's a great way to put it. Is there anything that you would have liked to have known before getting into it?
Maybe how long the hours would be and how loud the shop is.
Yeah, as our lovely, lovely garage fires up its saw. And then would you say, like, because especially since you've seen a lot of science at FRC already, would you try and suggest it for other people?
Definitely. I think it's really good for, like, building character, saying that as someone who's only been here for a few months. But just today I asked one of the adults that helps out with us all the time, just yesterday I asked her about, what do you do and all that? What do you do as your job? Do you know people who are interested in the job that I want to go into? And today I walked in and she gave me a paper with contacts telling me they'd be willing to talk to me. So I think it's a great way to build contacts, make connections, all that stuff.
Questions for you. Really thank you for your time and this very lovely interview. So
awesome.
All right. Well, thank you much. Good. Alrighty then. How are we today?
I'm splendid.
Well, can I ask, what is your name and what do you do here at robotics?
My name is Lura. It's the only way it's said. Don't try any other way. I've heard everything. Laura, Lara, Lura. No.
Have they
Lura.
tried Luna yet at that point?
Actually, yeah. I have heard Luna. It's yeah.
Odd.
I'm on design. This is my first year. I'm very scared, but so far it's fun. So.
Yeah, you sound horrified.
I am. Yeah.
So, do you enjoy working on design?
Yes, I do. Even though I'm still very, very new to Onshape, because I haven't done any engineering classes at Miege, which I regret, actually. I do, really. But I'm catching up. Connor Draghi, he teaches me everything. Yeah, so, we're getting there.
Yeah, he's a hard fish to catch to interview, but yeah, and I was actually going to ask you about that, because I've dabbled my hand in Onshape, and I can't imagine trying to learn that level and how quick of time you've had to, and how would you say you're kind of coping with that, kind of like catching up with everyone else?
Well, I'm not caught up at all to Connor Draghi or Declan, obviously, but I think next year, my senior year, I'll have a whole entire summer, and first semester, I'll really get a hang of it. I'll watch tutorials like it's a movie, marathon, woo! But I think, so far, I'm picking it up quicker than I anticipated, but not as quick as I think I should. So, yeah.
And so, especially because you kind of specialized very early. Are you kind of envious of any of the other positions or roles that you would want to specialize in? Or are you content?
When I came to robotics, I knew that I wanted to do something that wasn't. I wanted it to be engineering. I didn't want to do logistics, no offense, but. I saw design and it looked super enticing, wow, this is so interesting, but I was like, I don't think I can catch up. And at the very beginning of robotics, I was like, I don't think I'll be able to, and I was really close to just doing logistics. Not that it's easy, of course it's not, but Onshape would have been a big hurdle, and Connor was like, no, you got this. And I was like, okay, yeah, you say so. And I've been doing it. And it's very, very fun, even though I'm very, very behind. Not really, but,
So, well, I guess kind of in that light, has there been a favorite thing you've designed so far or enjoyed?
Because my Onshape skills are still lacking, so I'm not actually doing any of the big CADing stuff, but I quite like doing the Cam Studios for the CNC machine. That is my favorite thing. I like watching the CNC machine go. It's cool.
I hope you know I'm going to find a video of the CNC doing that. I'm going to put that over that. If I can. That'd be actually really funny if we do that. How has it been working with kind of the mentors? What is your perspective on the mentors?
I do really like the mentors. They don't know my name yet. But that's okay. I'm not very great at asking people for assistance, so the mentors probably don't know me because I don't talk to them. But I'm gonna get better at that.
Keep you, because I know Declan over there will probably want to strangle me for it, but
he probably doesn't even know I'm gone if I'm doing
probably. And you know what's also really crucial to a robotics team? The robot. And I am happy to announce that we have a robot design, okay? Nice thing, I have no clue what it looks like, and I have no clue what it's going to look like. So, I got a very, very, very wonderful chance to speak with our lead fabricator. Well, co-lead, he's not a lead, but he does a very good job at it. And he decided that it was not annoying enough to talk to him about what the robot design is. So I won't hide the spotlight.
take it away. Alrighty, how are we today? You doing good?
Doing good.
That's great. Now, I want to ask you, what is your name and what is your position here at Stag Robotics?
My name is Connor Draghi, and I am the co-design lead here at Stag Robotics.
Oh, lovely. So, I understand that the robot design is finished, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, the robot design is finished.
So, what kind of strategy did we decide upon for this year?
So in the beginning, we had decided on trying to do almost like a tanker robot that was mainly trying to collect fuel and give it to other robots. However, from that, we kind of migrated to being a more shooter-based design and really focusing on a climber, as well as we have discovered and we have analyzed that climbing is actually a very valuable skill that not a lot of teams can do. And so by focusing on climbing and the shooting, we will be able to score a lot of rank points and a lot of actual points in round, and making us a very viable option for Alliance Such.
Got it. And so, how exactly do we kind of work with materials we have? Like, how do we decide this is what we can reasonably accomplish when we start designing a robot?
Yeah, so that's all the materials is what we take into account, and we try to push our design to its very limits and try to be better every year. However, we do have material limitations, and we do have to think about, okay, is this something that our fabricators can actually fabricate, or our designers can even design in the amount of time that we have? And the time restrictions and the cost restrictions that we have to put on ourselves is it's a main limiting factor of our designs.
Got it. Okay. And so, kind of with that, how exactly does our robot operate this year?
So this year we have kind of two sides of a robot. We have the front, which has a over the bumper intake, and that's going to be where we intake all of our fuel, and we have an extendable hopper as well to be able to collect more fuel. And then on the other side, we have our fixed climb. We have two stage elevator climber, and then we also have our shooter on that side as well.
Got it. So a lot of different mechanisms
Yes.
all working at once. And then how exactly has your kind of communication with programming to ensure that all these features will be working?
Of course. So like through the design process, we've been in constant communication with both the design and fabrication team just to make sure that what we're designing is actually able to be fabricated and actually able to be programmed. And so we had to put limits on ourselves by the amount of motors that we could fit on our PDB, and we had to actually just recently we had to make sure that we had enough space for the battery, and that was a major consideration we had to take into account.
Now, I understood at one point that we were trying to go under the trench. Have we moved past that?
Yes, we actually have been able to compress our design to go under the trench, and that we just analyzed that it would be better to go under the trench because then we don't have to worry about getting stuck on the bump, which is a nightmare.
Yes, I know it was a really big worry when we first originally saw that. Now, I know that you can't give me exactly an estimate on this, and I know it's very hard with that, of course. How long does the actual building process now of this robot kind of come, right? Like, how long is this going to take?
So this year, it's our little motto this year is going slow to go fast. So we've spent a lot of time designing this robot, and because of that, we've been able to use our new CNC machine to actually fabricate a lot of the parts. And so right now, as we speak, my team is fabricating the different chassis parts, and I think that's going to speed up fabrication a lot. I can't really give an exact estimate, but I think about 2 weeks is kind of a good range for when we're going to be able to fabricate this.
Got it. And so, so this is your second year on robotics?
Yes.
Am I correct? How have you kind of maybe felt like you've maybe changed the design process from last year, or have you stuck the same with it? Right?
Yeah. So in design, we've had a lot of new and incoming freshmen and just incoming upperclassmen that just don't know don't have existing skills about design. And so a really big challenge this year is going from having really strong seniors in design last year and coming in and having to teach a lot of new skills that we've just been able to rely on seniors on in years previously. And so our design has really changed just based on it's been a lot more teaching focused, and we've been trying to build for years in the future and because of that, we've been able to grow and be able to set new protocols and stuff, so that way we don't have to we don't have 3 different ways of making one part, and no one really knows what is happening. So we have a lot more standardization this year, which is really helpful.
Yeah, I absolutely believe any sort of fabrication process standardization is a huge part of that. It seems like you got a lot of Onshape to work with, and Boolean math to not work. So I'll let you back to it. Thank you so much, Connor,
Thank
for this
you.
lovely interview. Thank you. This is a very, very exciting time for robotics. While yes, everything we have is on paper and computer screens, we have a design. Like that's the coolest thing ever, because literally what we do is we draw this stuff up on Onshape, and then we now literally use a CNC machine, anything, and just make it happen. So that's why this is exciting in the first place, is because this is like the first major hurdle that we have to tackle to make any of this happen. So again, the fact that we are accomplishing this in the time that we have is still incredible. And so again, why robotics is just such a crazy thing for us to be doing, and the fact that we do it hopefully as well as I say we do. But you know what? I've held your ear for about longer than I should have. So thank you for watching, and I hope you stick around for a little while.